welcome back to my channel where we're about that Breaking Cycles life. Guys, it is January 5th and we thank God for another year and the start of our Bible study. And I just wanted to make today a day of basically a prelude to our Bible study and introduction, right? And I wish the sun was out, to give the better lighting, but, regardless, it's still a great day. And we thank God for a great day, right? So what we are going to do today is just give a prelude of what we're supposed to really expect from the Bible and what the Bible really is and the mindset that I would like for you to approach the Bible with, right? So yeah, it's a journey, and if you really want to be on this journey, please like, share, and subscribe. And share with your friends, share on Facebook, share on Instagram, share with your friends, and we will join the journey of going through this amazing book. We'll have laughs, we'll have confusion, sadness, everything, right? And it's just something that we should do as Christians, I believe. Because if we say we're Bible-believing Christians, then it's necessary to read the Bible, right? And to get close to God. And that's really what I want from this study, is that we all truly get to know who God is and that He becomes our very best friend. Because while I was reading the Bible, I think this is my third time around, and it's just really lay reading. I have studied it before, but like just for reminders, you just read every day. And then sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. Sometimes you don't remember. Yeah, that's how I approach it, right? And I want you guys to approach it in this way so that we can really understand who God is and all that He's trying to teach us here. So what we're going to do is, I have like a little board. It's kind of inverted, so I'm going to like put a picture here to show what exactly is here, because yeah, it's a bit inverted, but I'll try my very best to explain it. So how I view the Bible, right? You can see everything, right? How I view the Bible. So when you start with the Bible, you have the perfect world, right? This is the perfect world. You have the perfect world, and then at the end of the Bible, you have the perfect world again. And I know the perfect world is scary for some people because they're like, how can things be scary? But as you go through this journey, you'll realize it's not your job to be perfect, right? Someone already became perfect for you, or is perfect for you, and substituted your imperfection for His perfection, and that is Jesus, the main character of the Bible, right? So you have the perfect world, and then somewhere along the line of the perfect world being formed, and that is Genesis 3 verse 6. This says Genesis 3 verse 6. Sin began. And what is sin? As you'd probably expect me to say, the transgression of the law. Or let's just put it in layman words, bad things started happening because of choices that were made, right? And I will read for you Genesis 6, and we'll go through it again, like next week. And it says, so when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. And trust me, that is where sin began. Genesis 3 verse 6. And this is the timeline from when it began to when it ends, which is Revelation 22 verse 14. And it says, blessed are those who do His commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city. Right? And from one perfect world to the next, what are we supposed to learn? That's really what the Bible is. It is a book of as I have here, many testimonies that will give us wisdom, promises, understanding, mercy, like teach us understanding, mercy, give us knowledge, teach us lessons, forgiveness, grace, sadness, like what to do when you're sad, failures, victories, happiness, mysteries. We'll find mysteries in the Bible, sacrifice, love, and I really want to know what you think we are going to also find here. So let me put like a question mark here. And I want you to tell me what else you think you'll get out of this journey. Because honestly, guys, a book of testimonies, if the Bible were written now, I really believe I'd be a Job. I'm not joking. I think I'd really be a Job, or maybe, at some point I relate to each character in the Bible. And I want you to view the Bible as it being written now. Like your story is being written right now. And these stories in the Bible were there as testimonies to tell us of the experience they had with God. And it helps us now in our experience with God. It's not just written by men just because it's written by men. They had an experience with God. The same experience that you're currently having, the same experience I am currently having, right? And how can we actually go through something unless someone else went through it, right? And that is exactly what this compilation of testimonies are. The Bible. Yeah. They are experiences that people went through and they wrote it down so that we are able to comprehend what craziness is happening with us, right? And that is God trying to get to us through this time period here where sin began and we're currently here. Sin hasn't ended as yet, right? God wants us to learn from their experience so that he can build a relationship with us and build the character that he desires of us. That is his image in our lives, right? So imagine, like, I don't know, but I know some of us out here, we like a good book, right? Like when you learn of when someone writes a book of their story or makes a movie of their story, it amazes you and you learn something, right? It's the very same thing that's happening here. Those stories that would have been published and they're the bestseller books, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this really happened to this person. This is the best-selling book of many of those books. You get me? Of those experiences. Like whenever I read a book, especially there is this one book that really still touched my heart, and it's the Brenda Walsh story. I'm not sure if you know of her, but she's an Adventist evangelist, if I would call her that. And she wrote a book of her life story, and trust me, that book really touched me. And it's the very same thing that's happening here. So we're going to meet many people who went through life with God and how they went through it and what can we learn from their experience. Because if you're someone, which I do advise that we all are people that learn from other people's experience, we will understand that we don't need to make the same mistakes they did. And once we learn that lesson, and all these lessons here, the lessons, the wisdom, we're going to realize how they dealt with promises, how they dealt with failures and victories, how they dealt with patience, how they dealt with everything that is happening in our lives, depression, right? We can we can find a character, a person in the Bible that has had the same experience we had, or that had the same experience we are currently going through. And I want us to view the Bible in that way, because that's really what it is, honestly. And you learn from people's experience. And when you take it up and you open it, you're like, okay, let's start this journey. Just ask God to give you the wisdom, knowledge, the understanding. That's how I usually pray. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to learn from these people's experience. And we'll see how best we can build our own relationship and have a great experience with God. So yeah, that's really our introduction. And we'll start next week with designing, well, seeing how God designed the perfect world before this time period started, sin, unfortunately. We're going to see the perfect world and how, basically, it's not really nice to say, but what we're really missing out on. And then as we read through the rest of the Bible and these experiences, we'll see how best we can get to re-enter the perfect world. And remember what I said at the start. The perfection is not in our hands to fulfill. It has already been fulfilled through Jesus Christ, and we thank Him for that. You know, I watched a video yesterday that really explained the substitution theory in terms of the gospel, and I was so happy that he said it that way. He's like, God made, and I'm pretty sure most Christians know this, it was just a reinforcement. God made Jesus sin so that He could make us holy. So God could look at us and make us holy. So Jesus lived the lives that we lived so that God can see us through the eyes or through the life that Jesus lived. And what a great sacrifice, what an amazing love that Christ has for us. And we are grateful. And I hope you guys will love this study. I'll be reading. I'll try to bring as much pictures as possible or use the board as possible. And let's go through these experiences and learn the lessons that we need to learn so that, you know, one day when He returns, we'll get back to that perfect world. Revelation 22, verse 14. Okay, guys, so yeah, that is our introduction. I'll see you next week for the start of our Bible study. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's encouragement, and I hope you guys are ready for the day ahead. Now do me a favor and press that like button and subscribe button if you are new, so that we can get more of this positive Christian content out into the world, okay? And I'll link my daily devotional playlist right here and my Let's Talk playlist if you want to tackle some social issues, okay? So have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.